Well, as we start this week in our study of the Gospel of Luke, last Friday, as we finished up our study, Jesus had been crucified. Uh, Joseph of Arimathea had come and asked for the body, and the body was taken down from the cross, and he laid it uh, after putting it in linen, laid it in a new tomb that was there in Jerusalem that he owned. And so today, as we begin this week, it says, it was preparation day, and the Sabbath was about to begin. The women who had come with Jesus from Galilee followed Joseph and saw the tomb and how his body was laid in it. Then they went home and prepared spices and perfumes, but they rested on the Sabbath in obedience to the commandment. Now, if you were with me when we studied the Gospel of Mark, we know you know that we talked about when Jesus, day of the week that Jesus was crucified, and we looked at several of the passages that are scattered, and we'll mention them here in just a second, talking about preparation, the preparation days. Now, many uh, translations show the expression preparation day, suggests that this day could be named preparation day. However, the New Testament Greek does not actually depict this as a title, that particular day. There's 6 verses that depict the title preparation. They're in Matthew 27 verse 62, Mark 15 verse 42, John chapter 19 verse 14, John chapter 19 verse 31, and John chapter 19 verse 42. The Greek doesn't say preparation day, just preparation. The 6 verses, Luke 23 and verse 54 that we're looking at today, use a slightly different expression, and a literal rendering provides the following in this particular verse: and the day was the preparation, or the day, it was the day of preparation. The verse is saying that particular day was a day which preparation occurred. And the question is, though, is it the preparation for the Sabbath, or is it the preparation day for the Passover? Because the day of Passover was also considered a Sabbath day, or a high Sabbath. And so if this is actually Thursday before sunset, then there would be 2 days of rest, 2 Sabbath, a high Sabbath and a Sabbath day, that the women would have had to, as they said, been obedience to the commandment. There would have been 2 consecutive days that they would have had to uh, get ready, not only for the Passover, but for the Sabbath that was coming also. Now remember, these days of the week, Passover fell on a certain day of the month, not on a specific day of the week. The Sabbath was always on the 7th day, but Passover began on the 14th day. Preparation was on the 14th day of Nisan, and Passover began on the 15th day of Nisan, the month. So the question is, were there actual hours of preparation? And especially for the Passover. And that's exactly what John in John chapter 19 will say. It was a day of preparation for the Passover, not just for the Sabbath, but for a high Sabbath. John chapter 19, verse 14, it says, now it was the preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour, that he said to the Jews, behold your king. But they cried out, away with him, crucify him. So he delivered them to be crucified. So they took Jesus and led him away. The Gospel of Mark goes on to talk about the period of darkness lasting from the 6th hour to the 9th hour, from noon until 3 o'clock. And this is confirmed in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 27, verse 45. The indication is that the 3rd hour mentioned in Mark 15, verse 25, refers to the 3rd hour of daylight. Hence, Mark teaches that Jesus was crucified around 9 o'clock and remained on the cross until he died, until about 3. It's interesting as you think about the things that are going on when the Passover lamb is killed on the day of preparation. Was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The meat was roasted, and then the meal took place after the lamb had been killed. In our study, I hope that you'll consider and think about these clues that help us to figure out exactly the day of the week that Jesus was crucified. To me, this makes the most sense, that he was crucified on Thursday, went to the cross at 9 a.m., was dead by 3 p.m. in the afternoon, his body taken down and laid in the tomb that Joseph had there before sunset that day. So in fulfillment of the 3 days and 3 nights, he would have been in the grave Thursday, Friday, Saturday days, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and then risen on Sunday before sunup. So there's your 3 days and 3 nights. I know this is a little contrary to the things that are said, because a lot of people interpret this passage as the preparation for the Sabbath and not necessarily preparation for Passover. But as we all know, these things were happening in the same time. So the year of Jesus' crucifixion is important. Again, I believe that year of crucifixion is 30 AD. For many, many years, people said it was 33 AD, but they had neglected to account for some correction in modern calendars. And so if you go back to those days and those times, you'll find that Passover took place on Thursday evening of 30 AD on the 15th day of Nisan. So interesting study. I hope you'll take some time to do that. In our passage today, it says the women that had been with Jesus from Galilee, that would be the Marys and the other people that were there, witnessed where Joseph laid Jesus in the tomb. And so what they had done was to go back before evening and prepare the spices and the perfumes to anoint the body, as they did not have time to do that on that particular day, but then they had to wait until after the Sabbath day to go to the tomb, which would have been early on the first day of the week, on that next Sunday before they would be able to prepare the body of Christ for a proper burial. How wonderful it is that Jesus, the Son of God, gave his life for all of us. He died so that we might live. But the story is just starting. It's not the end of the story. It's just the beginning. I look forward to our study this week, and I'll see you tomorrow.